Dear students, let us continue with the oscillators. In the last session, we have completed the Hartley oscillator circuits, and in this session we are going to study Colpitts oscillator. This is also one of the LC oscillators where it is going to use two capacitors instead of two inductors, what we have used in Hartley oscillator. Here in Colpitts oscillator, it uses two capacitors and one inductor in the feedback circuit. So the circuit of Colpitts oscillator is similar to the Hartley oscillator. Only thing you should change remember is two inductors have been replaced by the two capacitors C1 and C2, and the single capacitor was replaced by single inductor L. Okay, and the LC circuit action and all will be same here. Here in this circuit, R1 and R2 provide the necessary DC bias to the circuit. RE provides the stability for the circuit, and CE is the bypass capacitor. What is the work of bypass capacitor that you already know, which bypasses the AC at the RE to the ground. And CC, two coupling capacitors have been connected, and these CC coupling capacitors which couples the circuit or provides DC isolation from between the stages. And RFC is the radio frequency choke, which provides AC and DC isolation between the power supply and the collector. Whatever the oscillations, AC oscillations produced at the collector will not disturb the DC voltage source, that is VCC, so that the biasing will be stable and the oscillations produced, because choke which blocks the AC change in current, so AC produced will be taken at the output across C1. And whenever it's a circuit explanation that you have to give for any circuit, what and all the components you have written, that and all, what's the purpose of those components you have to explain. And in working, whenever the power supply is switched on, capacitor C1 and C2 gets charged. Current will, the capacitor C1 and C2 gets charged, and once they are got fully charged, they starts discharging through this inductor, and the output is taken across the C1, and the feedback voltage is connected by the voltage across the C2. As center of this capacitor's terminal is grounded, these two capacitors will be at opposite potential. So 180 degree phase shift is produced by the amplifier, and another 180 degree phase shift. These two capacitors, voltage and across these two capacitors will be out of phase. So output is taken across C1 and the feedback is given by the voltage across C2. So 180 degree, because it is a CE amplifier which provides the 180 degree phase shift, and the potential across C2, that is feedback circuit, that provides the 180 degree phase shift. By that, total of 360 degree phase shift we will get for the oscillator to produce sustained oscillations. Okay, this is same as Hartley oscillator. Only thing you have to remember, in the feedback circuit there are two capacitors, not, and only one inductor. Okay. And the frequency of oscillations, F is equal to same formula, 2 pi into root LC, two capacitors where C is equal to C equivalent is equal to C1 C2 by C1 plus C2, because these two are connected in series combination of capacitors. When two capacitors connected in series, equivalent capacitance will be given by C1 C2 divided by C1 plus C2. And feedback fraction, that is Vf by V0. Vf is I into X C2 I into X C1. So Xc can be written as capacitive reactance 1 by 2 pi Fc. So I gets cancels, 1 by 2 pi Fc1 divided by 1 by 2 pi Fc2. Therefore feedback fraction will be given as C2 by C1. What about the voltage gain? If the condition A beta is equal to 1 should be satisfied, then gain will be taken as C1 by C2. What will be the amplifier gain? That should be the ratio of C1 by C2. Okay. This also will be asked for 5 marks. Have to draw the circuit explanation and working will give you 5 marks. And let's solve some problems on Colpitts oscillator. Before that, advantages of LC oscillators. The frequency can be easily changed, the frequency of oscillations. And it can be used to produce high frequency oscillations. For low frequency, capacitor and inductors, the reactance, these two are reactive elements which opposes inductors is one which opposes the high frequency components, right? And capacitor here which opposes, which blocks DC and allows AC, that you know. So here it is used to produce high frequency components. The disadvantage is it cannot be used for low frequency. At low frequency, larger values of capacitors and inductors should be chosen. So, to produce low frequency oscillations using LC oscillator, you may have to choose the larger values of capacitors and inductors, which may lead, the circuit will be bulky. So it is not, it's expensive too. So it is not advisable to use larger value of inductors and capacitors. Therefore, it is mainly used for to generate high frequency components. Applications of LC oscillators in TV receivers and TV transmitters. Applications of LC oscillators in TV receiver circuits and TV transmitters. That's all. When we study RC oscillators, that time we'll compare LC oscillator with the RC oscillator, that we are going to study in the next coming classes. Let us solve some problems on Colpitts oscillator. Write down the problem. A transistor Colpitts oscillator has N is equal to 10 millihenry, C1 is equal to 0.1 microfarad, C2 is equal to 0.1 microfarad. Determine the frequency of oscillations. So we have a direct formula. F is equal to 1 by 2 pi into root LC, where C is C equivalent. You can write C equivalent can be calculated as C1 C2 divided by C1 plus C2. 0.1 micro into 0.1 micro divided by 0.2 into 10 to the power of minus 6. So it will be C equivalent will be 0.1 by 2 0.05 microfarad, or you can write 5 into 10 to the power of minus 8 farad, anything. Then substitute this value in the above equation. 2 into 3.142 root of L is 10 millihenry into 5 into 10 to the power of minus 8 will be 1 by 6.284 to root of 50 into 10 to the power of minus 11. It will be, I will make it 10. If I make it 10, it will be shifted. So 5 into 10 to the power of minus 10 it will be. So frequency of oscillation, take the square root of 5 and multiply with this, take a reciprocal, and it will be, if you take the 10 to the power of minus 10 outside, it will be 10 to the power of minus 5. When it goes to numerator, 10 to the power of plus 5. So after calculating, you will get 7.116 kilohertz. This is the frequency value. Calculation will be somewhat tricky if you don't follow the correct simplification methods. So most of the students will fail in simplification. So be careful while simplifying. Anyway, people have calculator, but taking the powers, don't get confused. If you don't get this value after calculation, please text me. Next problem, the frequency of Colpitts oscillator is 18 megahertz. Design the what is the value of inductor to be used if C1 is equal to 100 microfarad and C2 is equal to 10 picofarad. So here we have to calculate the value of the inductance. So the same formula 1 by 2 pi into root LC. Root LC can be written as 1 by 2 pi f. If I remove the square root, LC is equal to 1 by 4 pi square f square. L is equal to 1 by 4 pi square f square into C. C equivalent or C can be calculated by C1 C2 by C1 plus C2. 10 picofarad 100 picofarad into 10 picofarad divided by 110 picofarad. 1 pico gets cancels. 100 by 11 9.09 something you will get, I guess. 9.09 picofarad. So with the C equivalent value, substitute this in the above equation. N is equal to 1 by 4 into 3.142 into 3.142 into f square. F is 18 megahertz. 18 into 18 into 10 to the power of plus 12 into 9.09 into 10 to the power of minus 12. This two get cancels. Calculate it and take the reciprocal. You get the inductance value 8.597 microhenry. Actually problems looks very easy, but simplification while calculating using calculator you people do mistakes. So practice it at least along with me. Take a calculator and start calculating. Verify your answer with this. If you don't get the same answer, please text me. Take the next problem. These are all 5 marks problems. Third one, calculate the frequency and feedback factor. Of the circuit shown below. Circuit is hundred. This will be to the amplifier circuit. 100 microhenry is the inductance value. Capacitors 0.1 microfarad and 0.22 microfarad are the two capacitors used. Frequency F is equal to 1 by 2 pi into root LC. C can be calculated. C equivalent, that is calculated as C1 C2 divided by C1 plus C2, that is 0.1 into 10 to the power of minus 6, 0.22 into 10 to the power of minus 6 divided by 0.1 plus 0.22, 0.32 into 10 to the power of minus 6. You get 6.875 into 10 to the power of minus 8 farad. Then substitute the C value in this above equation. 2 into pi is 3.142 into root of L is 100 microhenry and C is 6.875 into 10 to the power of minus 8. Six 6.284 into 100 into 60, 687.5 into 10 to the power of minus 14. If you take this minus 14 outside 10 to the power of minus 7, it will be. So, after calculating frequency value, we are getting as 60.691 kilohertz. And one more thing we have to calculate, that is feedback factor. Feedback factor will be given by the formula C1 by C2, 0.1 into 10 to the power of minus 6 divided by 0.22 into 10 to the power of minus 6. Feedback factor can be 0.454. Beta value will be 0.454. Take one more problem. A Colpitts oscillator oscillates at 1.13 megahertz if the inductor in the circuit has a value of 20 microhenry and one of the capacitor's value is 0.1 microfarad. Find the value of other capacitor. Here we have solved a problem when frequency needs to be calculated, inductors and capacitors value are given, and also inductor value is calculated when frequency and capacitors value given. Now one of the capacitors value is given, inductor's value is given, and frequency is given. You have to calculate the another capacitor's value. So it is little complicated one. Same formula, F is equal to 1 by 2 pi into root LC. Root LC is equal to 1 by 2 pi F. LC is equal to 1 by 4 pi square F square. Right? L is given C. In C, that too one capacitor's value. So we will make a equation for C. 1 by 4 pi square F square into L. So we will substitute the values to calculate. First we will find the value of C. 4 into 3.142 into 3.142 into 1.13 megahertz it is, into 10 to the power of 6 plus 6, 10 to the power of 12 it will be, 10 to the power of 6 into 10 to the power of 6 it will be, and L is 20 microhenry, 20 into 20 into 10 to the power of minus 12. So that, sorry, L is not square here. So 20 into 10 to the power of minus 6. So here it is plus 12 minus 6. It will be plus 6. Calculate this. You will get 0.454 1008.46. .46 into 10 to the power of plus 6 it will be. After taking the reciprocal, point 0.0922 nanofarad will get as a capacitance value. Just verify the answer. Capacitance, equivalent capacitance value we have got. So, two capacitors in parallel, I will take like this. C equivalent is equal to 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2. This formula we will use because 0.992 nanofarad will be. C equivalent we have got 0.992 into 10 to the power of minus 9. C1 is given 0.1 into 10 to the power of minus 6 plus 1 by C2. Therefore, 1 by C2 is equal to 1 by 0.992 into 10 to the power of minus 9 minus 0.1 into 10 to the power of minus 6. Simplify this and you will get some value. After taking the reciprocal, one by C2 value you will get as 998.06 into 10 to the power of 6 you will get. Then C2 value will be 0.001 microfarad will be the actual C2 value you are going to get. Little complicated calculation. Do it carefully. Powers, you are going to miss the powers. Don't miss that. If you don't get this answer, please text me. Okay. That's all about LC oscillators. This completes LC oscillators. We have some more problems in exercise. I'll post you it in the group. Practice that. And in the next session, we are going to study RC oscillators. Okay. Thank you.